look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to talk about today may be a little controversial to some people, but let's go and get into it. A lot of black women, in my most humble opinion, believe that white women don't like them. And then some people have the opinion that a lot of white women don't like black women. Now let's get into it. I'm going to play a whole bunch of white women who are going to talk about their point of view about this. And I think you might find this quite interesting. Because what these white women are about to say to you in this educational video and documentary is that they are actually jealous of black women. That they are actually jealous of black people. And we'll get into that. Let me go ahead and play this and get started. Then I'll talk about what I got to talk about. Hold on 1 second as I pull it up.
Pose the question, why do white people hate black people so much? I have been in situations where I've been surrounded by nothing but white people, and this conversation has come up. The race conversation has come up, and no one ever has an actual reason as to why they hate black people. There's always these, oh, black on black crime, oh, they're lazy, oh, they're this, but it's not actually, there's no legitimacy behind their reasoning. It's just shit that they've heard and they're regurgitating.
Exactly. A lot of reasons why ethnic groups don't like other ethnic groups is because they've been taught stereotypical things about each other. Now, black people are supposed to be lazy, crime rate. Every race has that. Lazy folks, people who don't want to work and stuff like that. But if you really ask yourself, people who don't like other people because of their skin color, most times they never had no real run-ins with them people. They never had no real issues with them people. It's a group of other people telling them what to think. Okay, now this is a white woman speaking. And I believe she liked black men because of the way she got her hair and how she looked. But still, this is coming from a white person's mouth. Now, I know y'all know I'm not racist. I know a lot of y'all know I'm not racist because I've defended every ethnic group, even black folks, white folks, Mexican, Samoan, whatever. When you're wrong, you're wrong, and when you're right, you're right. And you ain't going to convince me to be a racist because I strongly can't stand a racist person, okay? So let's go ahead and get started again.
And so, long story short, it really comes down to there is no reason. It's a deep-seated jealousy, a deep-seated hate that, black people exude greatness. Black people are the great inventors. Black people are the beginning of the human race, the Eve gene. And white people have worked so hard to erase the history and erase the greatness of the black race. Down to even when things are invented, the majority of things that are invented were invented by a black person.
That's correct. Open heart surgery, I believe the traffic light, peanut butter. There's a whole lot of other things that I can't even mention right now that black people have created that everybody uses, but we don't get the credit for it. And unfortunately, we know that racist people at the time did take the credit for the things that we had created. And they always put themselves on the pedestal and make it seem like they created everything. When black people actually have contributed more things to America than the people who brought us to America. You get what I'm saying? We built this country. And I'm not saying that with a hateful heart. I just want the truth to be out there. You know what I mean? So ladies, a lot of the time, black women, you want to be them, but they want to be you. And this is why black women can't really get along with black men because they don't love themselves enough. They want to be everybody else and shit. Here it is, white women want to be like you. A lot of black people create all the culture. I'm not talking about Africans. I'm talking about black American people, the descendants of slavery. We create every culture, every hot trend we create. From the music, from the fashion to the style, you'll see people in different countries mimicking the way we talk, mimic the way we dress, mimic how we sing, mimic how we rap, mimic everything we do. We create the culture that the world spins by. You know why? because our culture was taken away through slavery, the black Americans who are the descendants of the slaves. We didn't have nothing. So we created something. But the problem is this world loves black culture more than it loves black people. Even black people love black culture more than they love black people. We will be at each other's throats and still love the same rap music, still love the same singing, still love the same fashion.
But yet, the white race has actually erased the original inventor from history and have put their names on things that they had no business putting their names on.
But keep going. Got more to show you. Black women gotta love themselves before they can love us, gentlemen.
Wear braids or wear Native African clothes. If we wear braids or wear Native African clothes, if we go and have an aggressive tan, we are never going to be questioned. That's white privilege. And that's why we can freely copy black women for everything they naturally are and reap benefits and even get praised on top of what another person's discrimination is all about. So how can we comfortably sit and be like, I'm wearing braids because it's only hair? No, it's not only hair. It's another person's daily struggle because it's their culture and they're not free to express it. Meanwhile, you, Karen, and you, Becky, you go out, wear the braids, get praises, and absolutely do nothing against the discrimination black women go through. That's the acceptance of compliments. That's when we are getting those compliments without correcting that, oh, thank you. This is actually a black hairstyle. This is actually, we are not even ready to question our own white privileges. That's why we are labeling it only hair, so that we can comfortably culturally appropriate another person's identity. We are using these statements to make ourselves comfortable while we know that we are doing the wrong thing. We know, deep down we know, we just don't want to say it out because we want to reap the benefits.
See, the thing is, black women, you hate yourselves. You hate your own hair. You'll get alopecia tract from wearing all that glue on your damn scalp and shit like that. And then you'll turn around and then try to look like the other people. You try to get straight hair. You try to get everything else. What's wrong with, like Malcolm X says, what did he say? Who told you to hate yourself? You know what I mean? You're beautiful the way that you're supposed to be made. But since you don't have no self-love, you can't love black men. It's just the truth. I'm not gonna be one of them dudes say, oh, you don't love black men because, no, you don't love black men because you don't know how to love yourselves. That's what it is. That's why we have so much damn problem with you. You don't see yourselves as something. Every rapper, every entertainer, as soon as she gets some money, she gotta go get a damn Brazilian weave. Gotta have her hair flowing from all the way down to her ass cheeks and shit. And some of them, even Beyonce, sometimes she looks so white, her hair be blonde, her skin, she don't lighten her skin up and shit. Man, it's crazy.
From the perspective of a white woman, I've been raised and brought up in a predominantly white society. I can tell you that it is jealousy. And now, my fellow snowflakes, before you lose your mind, listen. Lips, curves, hair, the vibe, the way black women carry themselves, the way they shine, the way black women reflect the sunlight, the way black women glow from the inside. We see that. I mean, y'all were here first. Y'all literally gave birth to humanity. We came from you. And not everybody can handle your beauty and your unique way of being yourself. After everything you've been through, you still shine. And we are so jealous of that. Keep shining.
I know it. Been knowing it. See, that's why these white women want your black men. And I'm not against it. I'm all for interracial relationship because they'll treat black men better than some black women. It's sorry, man. It's sad, man.
White people are jealous of people of color. White America has no culture of their own other than taking, propagating, killing, maiming, and big guns. So they look at these cultures with people of color, black and brown skin, who have such beautiful, vibrant family ties, traditions. It's beautiful. And as always, they get upset because someone with darker skin than them has something that they don't have. So rather than going home and making traditions of their own, they take what they want by culturally appropriating food, clothing, hairstyles, music. And then they have the nerve to tell people of color that they're worth nothing. And then they treat people of color like they're worth nothing. And then use the things they've appropriated to make money off the people of color. So if you're a person of color, just remember, white people are so jealous of you. And if you're a white person who's doing any of those things, fucking stop.
I got one more to show you, and this other white lady's gonna drive home a good point. I hope y'all getting the education out this educational video about this, man. Because this is something that needs to be addressed, in my humble opinion. With love, without hatred, without racism. God's sake.
I have a theory about why black women and white women are having such a hard time getting along, and it starts with a story. When I first started teaching, I was in a teacher training program with 3 other women. 2 of them were black and 1 of them was Indian, and we started teaching at the same school, the same grade, at the same time. One of these women, a black woman, completely excelled. She did so much better than I did at literally everything. Classroom management, her test scores were high. She was excellent at literally everything. And something about her excellence didn't sit right with me. I just didn't feel good about it, and I couldn't figure out why I didn't feel good about it. It was internalized racism, but I didn't know that yet. So I had to sit with this idea of her being better than me and trying to figure out why it didn't feel good and feel comfortable for me. And of course, at the time, I didn't know that I needed to do the work of anti-racism, so I didn't think it was possibly because I could have internalized racism. I had to do a lot of study and thought about myself and what could possibly be making me feel this way about this woman. And here's what I discovered. Most of the media that I had consumed up to that point in my life had white people as the central characters. And
Exactly. Media, imagery. It'll make black women and black men feel a certain type of way, just like it would make white women and white men feel a type of way. It's a way of pushing propaganda. It's a way of pushing the narrative that one group of people is lesser than the other. Okay? We need more positive images of black people. We need better narratives of black people. Okay? This is one of the main problems of self-esteem in the black community, because we are always seen as ball players, rappers, whores, skanks, and stuff like that. It's hard to battle against that, because that becomes our narrative if we let it. We got to push back against that.
The shows and other media that I consumed that had white women at the central characters often had black women as the side characters. These black women's role in these movies was to assist the white women, support the white women, advise the white women, but never to rise above the white women. Even shows that were about black women, like The Help, had white women as the central character and the black women as supporting characters.
Wow.
So I internalized the idea that black women were there to support me and to advise me, but not to rise above or become better than me. And that's why when this black teacher was way better and more talented than me, I felt some kind of way about it. Now, I'd imagine lots and lots more white women have also internalized the same idea, and that's why they feel okay stealing black women's content and not giving them any credit, because the black women are just there to advise them anyway. But most black women are natural leaders. Society has forced them to become leaders. And so we need to step aside and let them lead, even if it means checking our privilege and letting them lead us.
So my sisters, you're so...
Okay, that's what I wanted to show y'all today. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this subject matter, please, in the comments. Y'all have a good one now, you hear?